Hi everybody, welcome in. Welcome to the Syrinscape channel. I'm Vicky. I am the social media ambassador here at Syrinscape, which means it's kind of my job to shout about how awesome Syrinscape is and to show and tell you guys why you should use it. So here I am doing my little job, doing SoundSet Roulette. If you don't know what Syrinscape is, we are a music app that adds a soundtrack to your tabletop role-playing games. We also make the officially licensed music for the Dungeons & Dragons role-playing game, as well as Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu, Pathfinder and Cyberpunk Red. So when we say that we make the officially licensed stuff, that means that we have the license there. When we make stuff, we get it sent off to the publishers and they give it a big thumbs up. And you won't find anything else like that. I'm still feeling really dizzy. I don't know what's just come over me. So I hope that I stop feeling dizzy. That would be really nice. But yes, this is my show that I get to make for you guys. This is SoundSet Roulette. This is an hour-ish long community-focused show. This is where you can come to get your updates about our latest releases, so what we've released recently, what we're releasing this week and what's coming soon. I'll also share some community highlights with you, so that's where you can see some of the awesome stuff that the community have shared with me over the last week. And then the main bulk of the show is SoundSet Roulette, where we spin some wheels and we'll make a randomly generated sound set from those results. Without further ado, let's rush on through to the updates. So these are our latest releases. This is what we've released recently. So this is everything that we've released so far this year. We've released The Wild Beyond the Witchlight Feywild Adventure Part 3, some Syrinscape originals, which were The Werewolf Stalker and Wizard's Tower, and the D&D official sound set for the Black Dragon Battle. So that's all been released recently. This week we are releasing Pathfinder Strength of Thousands Chapter 4 for Secrets of the Temple City. So check that out. That's a really, really good set to listen to. All of the Strength of Thousands stuff is fantastic if you're playing through that adventure. And coming soon, we've got more content for The Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and I am really loving, I know I bang on about it every single week, but I am really loving all the Wild Beyond the Witchlight content that we've made so far. So we've got a little bit more content coming for that very soon, and some more content for Call of Cthulhu Two-Headed Serpent, and then lots of other cool stuff that is very awesome that I'm not allowed to talk about yet, so stay tuned for those. Let's move on to some community highlights, shall we? So here we go. Minor Illusion 42 on Twitter who's also in the chat, Minor Illusions in chat, shared this amazing setup with us last week. Thank you so much for sharing this. I do these every Friday. I love to share people's setups, mostly because I'm nosy, but also because I know that you guys enjoy seeing behind the DM screen as well. Everyone uses Syrinscape differently. I know I say this every week as well, but some people use it offline, some people use it online, some people are very low tech with their setup, some people are very high tech with their setup. So however you're using it, I just really love to see it. It is just so different. Minor Illusion said, I told my group that they couldn't look at this because some of the minis there are what they're going to be facing soon. So I'm sorry if there's any spoilers there, I really am. But it was such a great setup and I really do appreciate you sharing that with us. So thank you for letting us share that. So if you have a setup, if you're playing D&D, if you're prepping for your game, if you're mid-game, if your party are just about to arrive, whatever state you're in, whatever part of your game you're in, please snap a picture. If you're using Syrinscape in your game, please snap a picture and either tag us on Twitter, which is probably the best way at the moment actually, or you can tag us on Instagram, or you can use the hashtag Syrinscape setup and I'll find it. You can post it on our forum. But yeah, please, whichever way you would like to share it with us, we'd love to see it and we'd love to pop it here. So yeah, I do these every Friday. It's Syrinscape Setup. Again, it's just, I love seeing how our community are using Syrinscape and I love sharing that with others. Because you never know, you might inspire someone to use it the way that you're using it. And Minor Illusion says, no problem. I really appreciate it. So yes, anyway, that's the Syrinscape setup that we do. And this is what I do on a Monday. I love to ask these things. I call them a conversation starter post because it really gets people engaging, thinking about something different. It's just a really nice way to start the week. It's just a bit of conversation and your responses keep me going throughout the whole entire week. Let's take a little sip. So yeah, I asked, and this was a little bit controversial. I almost got into trouble for this one, but I asked, what's the weirdest thing that's happened at your gaming table? And it could have gotten very weird. It really could have, but you guys didn't let me down. You gave me some wonderful answers, which had me laughing. So I thought I'd share some of the best ones here. And like I said, I do these every Monday. It's a different post every Monday, so you can go and get involved, and I will be sharing the best answers here. So let's move on to some good answers. So what's the weirdest thing that's happened at your gaming table? And you will notice there's a trend. There is a trend going on. So someone successfully started a business selling farmed land crab as a fine dining meal, but it was giant spiders that had infested their base, and that is really gross. They once killed an adult dragon with a shovel. I would love to know how that happened. Did everyone have a shovel? Did everyone share the shovel? I would love to know how that went down. I once rolled 7 ones in a row. 7, not like modified with a penalty down to 1 or lower. The result of the D20 roll was a 1. Not a loaded die. They have witnesses. And I think someone did actually take a stab at the odds, and it was like 1 in 50,000 million something or other. It was very, very, it was very unusual, very unusual. But that is quite the run there, just to have 7 ones. Oof, massive epic fails there. Weirdest. So Power Word Play, live D&D stream there. Our good friends at Power Word Play said weirdest. Well, there was that one time that we shrunk a halfling to catapult her, and the manticore nearly caught and flew away with her. So this is where this theme comes from. There's a lot of, after this, there's a lot of shrinking down. And as a halfling myself, my first ever character was a halfling, and being shrunk down to be catapulted would have been pretty terrifying. An adventuring team got turned into mice, and instead of looking for a cure, they ran around the game and found hidden treasures before finally getting turned back into normal, except one member who became shorter and still had mouse features. I would play in this game. I would 100% want to play in this game, and I'm not sure that I would want to be turned back into a human. I think I would want to probably stay as a mouse, to be honest. And to be honest, even if I ended up shorter with mouse features, that would still also be totally fine by me. I would 100% want to play in a game. Does anyone know, is there a TTRPG where you can play as a mouse? Are there any mouse-based tabletop role-playing games? Hit me up. And then again, a druid polymorphed a barbarian into a pigeon, which was then shot at a dragon with a halfling sling. Nat 20, and point of contact, the druids dispelled the polymorph, and the barbarian performed a full round attack action. Nat 20. That's crazy. The bard is still singing the song of the dragon killing bullet barbarian pigeon. That's fantastic. Shinobi says, I think so. If anyone knows about a tabletop role-playing game where you can play it as mice, so it's very mouse focused, I would love to know about that. I would very, very much like to be a mouse. Yeah, let's leave it at that. But can you imagine polymorphing a barbarian into a pigeon, shooting that at a dragon, and then just as it gets to point of contact, it becomes a barbarian again? God, that is, again, I'd love to have been at that table when that happened. And there we go, that is all of those. So if you want to, I mean, you can still get involved in this post, but I won't be putting any more answers to this, but still you can make me laugh. Or we've got a brand new one this week. We've gone on a bit of a Barnaby the Brass Dragon thing. So if you don't know about Barnaby the Brass Dragon, you may need to go back a few posts. I mean, actually, I'm going to post it here, so stick around and you'll learn all about Barnaby the Brass Dragon, and then you can interact with this Monday's post. Evil Scotsman said it's called Mouse Guard. I have heard of that, actually. I didn't realise it was a TTRPG. I need to look into that one again. Okay, so here we're going to learn about Barnaby the Brass Dragon, because usually that would be the end of the community highlights, but one thing that happened this week is I learned about Barnaby the Brass Dragon, and I kind of got obsessed with it, and I thought you guys also might get obsessed with it, and I think I was kind of right. So I saw this thing. I didn't know, actually, I thought that it was really recent, but it turns out that this is quite an old story, but I recently saw it, and it says, my party lied to a brass dragon today. I mean, just how could they? Just how could they, to start with? But I just had to share this. His name was Barnaby. He was like a puppy. He gave us shade from the desert sun with his wings and wanted to hear all about our adventures. And when we tried to leave, he got really sad and he told us to keep talking with him. But our bard, through a very bad save by the dragon, charmed him into gathering things to throw as a party when we came back. 4 moons from now. Our world only has 2 moons, and he interpreted it as we'd be back in 2 days. He flew off to make party preparations. Our bard was lying. Our party had no intention of ever returning there. I mean, how dare they? This is probably going to come back to haunt us, but I just can't stop imagining poor Barnaby wearing a little party hat all alone at a celebration that nobody else showed up for. Hands up if you've been a Barnaby. I've been a Barnaby. Anyway, I also wanted to share some lovely artwork. There you go. There was also some artwork of Barnaby looking sad at the party, which I haven't shared. And also, if you look back, I actually did find a picture. I didn't have time to attach it today, but there is a picture of someone who has they've drawn a picture of themselves attending Barnaby's party and making the dragon really happy. So someone responded and said, does Barnaby have seating for an additional 300? Because the 250 strong Gold Dragon Company, led by the old dragon himself, are set out on a forced march since learning about this matter. Their lord and ladyship were most distressed to learn of this matter, especially because of their familial connections to goodly dragonkind. This just made me so happy that people really jumped on it and they were like, we're going to go and visit Barnaby. Our party's going to go and visit him and cheer him up. And I was like, yes, I actually want to write a one-shot where people can go and visit Barnaby's party and perhaps even punish the people who let him down. But anyway, His Lordship Sir Draco is leading his company in person. Lady Ilium Avan will follow with her own troop of personal retainers and bring perhaps one or more of their children, if that's okay with Barnaby, of course. I just loved that. And then someone else put my Discord now has a one-shot channel dedicated to bringing Barnaby a birthday party in March, and I just thought it was fantastic that people had really jumped on this and were like, that's it, we're going to do something special for Barnaby. Evil Scotsman said, I've seen the Barnaby thing last week or 2. Also, is there a setting for 5e where you can play as forest animals? Yeah, I've seen that one, Humblewood. I actually have played in a Humblewood campaign, or not a Humblewood campaign, but a Humblewood one-shot where I played as a fox. And I still really love that character. So yeah, I do enjoy that. Things that go squeak is in the night is on Kickstarter. Things that go squeak in the night is on Kickstarter. Is that a mouse TTRPG? I'm expecting that it is. But anyway, I've waffled on far too long about Barnaby. I got very, very excited. Evil Scotsman, if you want to drop me a message with these things, that would be amazing, because my brain, I just know what it's like. By the time that we've done this sound set, I will have forgotten all about these things. Although I do have to go back and edit the video, so I'll probably hear myself talk about it again. So this is a reminder for future me to check out Mouse Guard and Things That Go Squeak in the Night. Anyway, let's crack on with some SoundSet Roulette, shall we? So this is the place where we're going to make a random sound set. We've got about 40-ish minutes, 40-50 minutes. You guys can help me with this. We're going to spin these wheels, we're going to get some randomly generated results, and we're going to make a sound set out of those results in about 40 to 50 minutes. And I'm going to be showing you how to use the master interface and our lovely new search function, which is in beta at the moment. And you guys can feel free to tell me about music that I should probably use, tell me about elements or sound effects that you think that I should turn on or use. You can even get involved. You can re-roll some of my wheels if they're not to your liking. So once we've spun them, you can actually re-spin them if you don't like the results. So that's really great. And we're going to make this together. And if you've got any questions along the way, just feel free to ask. And hopefully I can answer them. Hopefully. So let's spin these wheels. The one closest to me is environmental effects. So things like thunder and lightning, whether it's nighttime, whether it might be foggy, maybe it's summer, whatever, maybe it's raining. So these are all environmental factors. So let's spin this one first, shall we? I really hope we've got a good one today. Thunder and lightning, lovely. I do love a bit of thunder and lightning. That makes me very happy. Let's see where that's gonna happen. I feel like my brain is shutting down, honestly. Thunder and lightning at sea. I don't think we've done an at sea one yet. I'm very excited for this. Thunder and lightning at sea with an ogre. Oh, okay. Yeah, this could work. This could work. I was really hoping for Kraken, but an ogre kind of works. Maybe. So I always like to think of a story. How has this ogre ended up on a ship? Unless it's a crew of ogres. Could be a crew of ogres. But I'm thinking maybe they've captured an ogre and they're keeping it below decks and it breaks free. What do we think to that? So I think we're going to be on a ship. An ogre is being transported. It breaks free and all hell breaks loose. Shall we go with that? Shall we head on over and try and make that? So here we go. Here's the master interface. This big scary black box. Obviously a lot of you will probably be seeing this instead. Evil Scotsman says it should be an ogre transported by halflings. It could be. I think the crew should be very diverse. I think the crew should be fairly diverse. We'll have a diverse crew. So a lot of you, when you first get access to the master interface, it will look like this. The only reason mine looks different is because I've opted into the search beta, and you guys can do that as well. If you click this hamburger menu, so when we say hamburger menu, we mean this thing. Does everyone else call it hamburger menu? I only learned that term recently, but hamburger menu up here, you can go to your account, opt in to the experimental features on your account, and you will get access to the new search beta. It's not perfect, but it does work well enough to make a sound set, and it's by far my favourite way to make a sound set now. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, so don't be intimidated by this big black box, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna make a new sound set by clicking the plus sign at the top here. You see me do this every week, but if you're new, you won't have seen this before. But yeah, feel free to ask questions as we go. It's taking a little while there, but as you can see, this blue line at the top says that the server's working. There we go. And it's made an untitled sound set just down here. And we want to give that a title. So ignore the global one-shots that have popped up. These will show anyway. They're not useful at the moment, so do not worry about them. Just ignore them, pretend they're not there. This is where we're going to be concentrating at the moment. But first, we want to give our sound set a title. So we're going to head over to Properties, Sound Set, and let's give it a title. So this is SoundSet Roulette 14. Ogre at Sea. And if anyone else thinks of a better title than that, then let me hear it. But Ogre at Sea sounds pretty good to me. So we're going to put the properties away just for now. And we'll click on our sound sets. And as you can see, we've got nothing here. There's no moods, no elements, no nothing. That's why nothing is playing. We haven't made anything yet. So what we want to do, oh, also something I should probably mention that I never ever mention, is it's automatically set to show up in the general fantasy player. So it's usually set as category general fantasy. This means that when you go into the offline fantasy player, all of your custom sound sets that you make here will be shown in the fantasy offline player. But if you want it to be shown in the sci-fi player instead, or the board game player instead, then you just need to select sci-fi or board game and it will come up in that one. But for now, we're going to keep it with general fantasy because we've got some ogres. They're very fantastical. But yes, let's just pop that away for now. So moods, think about moods as scenes in a movie. So every time you move to a different scene in the movie, the mood will change. So for example, our mood will be at sea, so probably on a boat. And then we'll probably have another mood when the thunder and lightning kicks in, and then we'll probably have another mood when the ogre is released and the battle begins. So let's make the first mood, shall we? Let's make... sometimes I don't do this, but I am going to do this. No, I won't. No, I won't. I'll stay as I am. So I'm going to put at sea here and just click on the moods filter. And we'll see if we already have a mood. We do, because SoundSet Roulette test number 3. Yeah, SoundSet Roulette test 3 was at sea. Minor Illusion says, I don't have it currently active in my controls, but High Seas Battle might be a go-to sound set here. I think you might be right, to be honest. So let's have a little look at High Seas Battle. If I actually put High Seas Battle in here, it should actually bring up all of the moods in High Seas Battle. Yes, absolutely. So we can... On fire and sinking, every pirate for himself. Wowzers. Okay, ships ahoy, cannons at a distance. That's quite a lot, isn't it? I think I actually want something that's not quite so... Let's have a little look. I want to have a little listen to them, but... Actually, I do like this. Oh, we just had a little tech failure there, just bear with me. I do actually like that. I think that I might end up adding that. I think that I might actually end up adding that, and then we'll work from that. Because I do actually like the music and I like the battle. So what I'm going to do... I do like that, actually. So I'm just going to add this, every pirate for himself, and we're going to use that as our foundation. Okay. So it hasn't copied anything across. So what we need to do, usually it would copy everything across, but we just need to save current state and it will copy everything across. There we go. So we can see we've got everything there, every pirate for himself. I'm going to call this is going to be our ogre battle. So we're actually going to start backwards. We're actually going to start with our ogre battle and work backwards, which is really unusual for me. So... Oh, this is fantastic already. So I'm going to turn down some of them. Save current state. So always save current state. This is great for the battle. We're going to work backwards from here. So I think we need to add an ogre in there. It's weird for me to start with the battle, but sure. So I'm going to find an ogre, but I'm going to take it off moods and add sound effects instead. Ogre barbarian, ogre growls. Let's go with ogre barbarian. I like that. Oh, that sounds really good. I'm going to save current state, which will copy the ogre barbarian over. I think we might need to change the reverb on him because he's sounding a little bit echoey, isn't he? So let's have a little look what reverb he's got on him. He's in the mountains. We want him to be... I'm assuming that they don't have a reverb for at sea. Be surprised if they do. Through a heavy door, stone dungeon. I think in which case then we'll need to turn it off. Yeah, there we go. Save current state. So every time you make a change, just save current state. I love that the music just carries on. I think that we need to add in the thunder and lightning now for sure. And then we'll work backwards from here, which I've never done before. I usually don't work this way. This is very backwards way of working, but just to show you that it can work, let's get some thunder and lightning. Let's just start with thunder. It might actually come up with thunder and lightning. Thunder, natural disasters. Thunder, mystical thunder. No, I don't just want laughing thunder, laughing thunder, and thunder rumbles. I think distant thunder. I'm just gonna add in all of the thunder because why not? I love a lot of thunder, lots of thunder. We can set it at different distances. Thunder claps. I'm just gonna add in loads of thunder. Loads of thunder. All of the thunder. So now I'm gonna look for lightning. If I can spell lightning, that is. Lightning. This is going well so far. We could have it like that, really, couldn't we? Lightning. Amazing. Yes. And we don't have thunder and lightning without any rain. I think we need like a light rain at least. Oh yeah, no worries. You can go over the last couple of videos as you now have the new search function. That's awesome. Fabulous. Well, I hope that you learn loads and always you know where to find me. So always feel free to reach out and ask me any questions. I'll add in a little bit of rain as well. But yeah, the thing is, it can be really quick, or you can spend hours and hours and hours fiddling with it. It's just knowing like when to stop. I think this is going to be really, really quick, isn't it? Look at this. I think I'm going to start by duplicating what you did. That's absolutely perfect, Jet. Absolutely do what I did. If you stumble at any point, grab me on a message. You know where to find me. But yeah, it's great. You can literally go through and do what I'm doing, I think. Yeah, that's a great idea. Great idea. So we've got our ogre battle. I think that we need more. Cutting through the waves needs to be louder. Bow waves needs to be louder. Creaking rigging needs to be louder. A ship on fire? Wow, okay. I think we need some sails. Have we got sails? Sails, luffing? No, we haven't. Save, current state. So I'm going to do sails. Comes up with whales. Okay. Sails, please. Sails, not whales. Sails. Sail? Snail. Well, we're getting further away from sails, aren't we? That's okay. We've got waves crashing, all of that, cutting through the waves. More creaking rigging. I think that sounds pretty good for the ogre battle, so I'm just going to save that. Now let's work backwards. Let's work backwards. Wow, that's really stormy now, isn't it? Let's work backwards. Let's duplicate this mood. And let's go pre-ogre. Pre-ogre. So, at sea. At sea. We could even start with the ogre battle, you know? Perhaps. But, you know. Okay, so we're just at sea. So, we will turn off the rain and all the thunder. I think I'll leave the distant thunder because that might be a good like foreshadowing type thing. And let's turn some of these things down because there wouldn't have been any combat yet. Let's turn these things off. Just again by clicking them. By clicking them you can turn them off. We're just finishing up. Excellent. Pirate music. I do love this pirate music. And actually we can probably turn this down a little bit. Let's have a nice calm time. A nice calm time. A nice calm time. There you go. A lovely calm time on the seas. Lovely. We've got some distant thunder, like a little bit of foreshadowing there, so we know that it's going to thunder at some point. So, there's always something that I want to add in, and I always struggle to find it. So, I think it's called Drunken Songs. I always want to use this. I like to use this a lot. It's Drunken Songs. We're going to go with drunken songs. Because why not? And what I'm going to do is, because I can't find sails in our search beta, I'm going to try and look for sails the usual way. Sails. Because I think it's called like sails luffing. There you go, sails luffing. There you go. And again, same thing. Mood, save current state. I have a player called Brandy Morgan Tequila. His character was a drunk wizard. Brandy Morgan Tequila, wow. Did you literally just look around the room and go, Brandy? Yeah. Look at the drinks cupboard. There you go. We got some sails luffing now. Fabulous. Pretty much. Look at the drinks cabinet. Brandy. Captain Morgan. Tequila. Captain Brandy Morgan Tequila. Yes. There we go. So we're having a lovely time at sea. Got a little bit of distant thunder on the horizon there. Great. At sea. Ogre battle. Right, let's duplicate this and let's add in some thunder and lightning. And maybe have the ogre breaking out, which I've never done before. So we need to have like basically an ogre, like a one shot of something smashing, I think. And maybe, I don't know. His backup is aptly named Bacardi Smirnoff Vsop. Oh, that's great. Again, another one from the drinks cupboard. Mine would probably be, if I had to pick an alcoholic wizard name out of mine would be Bailey's. Bailey's Amaretto Mead. Bailey's Amaretto Mead. Yeah. Bailey's Amaretto Mead. That's my drunken wizard name. All nice. Yeah. Yeah. That's probably, I mean, our drinks cupboard is a bit ridiculous, to be honest. Anyhow, let's crack on with this. You are very distracting today. Let's duplicate that and let's add in some at sea stormy. Okay, so now the storm happens. We need some thunderclaps. That'll do for now. turn down the drunken songs a little bit. Sails can luff a little more now that the storm is picking up. And we kind of need to have almost like a breaking kind of sound. We're gonna have like break. I don't know, it's like I'm gonna do it as a one shot. It needs to be like a breaking of something. Ladder breaks. See what a ladder breaking sounds like. The ladder break could work. And let's see what break the chain. Something breaks free? Something breaking free could be good. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? That sounds pretty good. I wonder if we can have, that sounds pretty good. That sounds like something coming out of the ground. I don't think that that's quite right. I mean, they're all really good. And more demon breaks out. Oh, Christ. What is this? Hate explodes cake and breaks window. We're not going to use this. I know we're not going to use this. But what does hate exploding cake sound like? I'm just curious. Okay, disappointing. Yeah, that was really something. A creaking dock, a door creaking open. I think I actually might. I know it's a bit strange, but I actually think I might go with the breaking ladder. I might go with a breaking ladder. And I might add that to the ogre battle. I think I'm going to add that here to the ogre battle. I think. Hate explodes cake and breaks window. Sounds like the lyrics of Beck's Loser. Oh man. Ay. Let's save current state of this. I have that mood element. Start with the moods. And I actually think I need more ogre. I need more ogre. Let's have a look at the ogre one-shots. No.
Huh? Who are you?
More ogre. Yeah. I just feel like we need more ogre. More ogre. I'm gonna filter by sound effects now instead of one shot. Ogre barbarian. We've already got ogre barbarian. Ogre growls. Ogre growl immediate. Let me find out what that is. Yeah, I think actually I'm just gonna leave it as it is. I think I might just leave that as it is. To be honest, I feel like we've got it. I feel like we've got it. I'm gonna change the stormy. Let's see. Oh no, don't worry, Lone Jedi, that's fine. I think we're just about finished with this at the moment. I think I maybe need to. I want to do an aftermath, but maybe we've not got enough people like battling. I don't know, but I kind of want to do an aftermath, but I kind of want it to be the ogre wins. The ogre wins. Everyone dies and the ogre wins. I definitely feel like we need to do a an aftermath. So let's see what we've got. Let's just stop everything at the moment. I'm going to move the ogre battle down to the bottom. So we are at sea. Where are all my thunder rumbles, please? Did I not save it? Unless I've altered the wrong one. No? Okay. Thought I'd made a mistake. I obviously didn't save it because Stormy at Sea, my thunder rumbles and things like that have not started. I'm sure that they were playing before. Attack of the Wet Ogre. Yes, it is Attack of the Wet Ogre and we're at sea. I'm just going to save that because I don't think that it's saved. Did we have the sails? Sails were meant to pick up at that point as well. And cutting through the waves, we'd be a little bit more stormy at this point, I think. Just starting to pick up. Attack of the Wet Ogre. I'm hoping that I can come up with a better name than that for this sound set. So I'm just going to keep saving it because I feel like it hasn't saved. So let's take it back to the beginning again. Let's go back to sea, just at sea. Just at sea there. Lovely. I'm going to put in some shouting again. Shouting always works, doesn't it? Shouting, individual, more shouting individual, more shouting individual. Let's have some shouting individuals again. There we go. I'm going to rename them. I'm going to pop them in as shouting individual 1. Such original names. Shouting individual 2. And then shouting individual 3. So original. But there we go. And they've all got different start times, so they'll all start at different times. We could still have the drunken songs. Just a little quieter. Save current state. Starts with me. Sometimes that unticks itself, so just make sure you go back in and make sure it's ticked. And I think I actually want this ogre barbarian. I think that I want him to start a little bit later, so I don't want him to start straight away. First sample delay, I'm going to put that up to about 5 seconds, 5 to 7 seconds. And again, save current state, and just go back in and make sure that, that starts with the mood. Make sure that this starts with the mood. Yep, still ticked. Excellent. Right. Shall we go through it one more time? Shall I do an aftermath? Do we think? I think I might do, because we've got a bit of time. I'm going to do an aftermath. Do I do it as the ogre has beaten them? I think I might, because we don't usually get it where the ogre wins. I want the ogre to win. I'm feeling like a rebel. Ogre battle. Ogre victory. Did I miss it? We're just about wrapping up, but I'm gonna go through it. So, oh, I've done it again, haven't I? But how are you, Charlie? Ogre battle. I'm gonna call this one Ogre victory. We're gonna have an aftermath, but I'm gonna have it as though the ogre has won. Because why not? Just turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that off. Drunken songs. Nah. Sales can still be luffing. We're just killing time till you got here. Yeah, we're just messing about, Charlie. Just waiting for you. Cut this out. Smash. Failure music. Okay, let's have a little look at that then. I'll have a little look for failure music. But yeah, I think I'm gonna have like just the ogre like laughing. Every now and again, just grunting. But I mean, this sounds pretty amazing, to be honest, just as it is. Sails luffing, rain, distant thunder. Yeah, possibly for the aftermath, yeah, it's fine. Ogre victory. Have the creaking rigging. Ships on fire. Okay, let's just save current state. Let's go and find this music, shall we? Unless the ogre isn't the bad guy. Who says he has to be a bad guy? Who says he has to be a bad guy? He's a poor ogre that had been captured and put in a cage. I mean, who's really the bad guy here? Who's really the bad guy? Like, he broke free. He was sick of being stuck in a cage. You know, he's on a ship. He's away from his family. Who's really the bad guy here? Huh? Let's have a look for failure music. I think Barnaby, the brass dragon, has like really got to me. I'm like, dragons are not bad. Ogres are not bad. We're the real monsters. If we're cheering for the ogre, there's also victory music. There is indeed. Let's have a listen to failure music. triumphant music. Yeah, let's have a little look. Let's have a little listen to failure music, shall we? Let's have a little listen to triumphant music instead. I just want to have a bit of fun, you know? Just want to have a bit of fun. I want the ogre to win. Triumphant music. I use this in my game. Not that Charlie would have heard this. He was not victorious. I think that I'm not going to have any music. I'm just going to let the ogre. I'm just going to let the ogre have his little time. Let me find out what ogre calls. Ogre calls? Could do ogre calls for sure. Ogre calls. Have we got any ogre laughing? Sorry, Charlie. Ogre growls. Hello, first time chatter. How you doing? We're about to finish up. I'm just trying to find the perfect ogre sounds for the ogre's victory. I wonder what ogre ambience sounds like. Ogre ambience. There's only one of them. Only one. I think I might just go ogre calls. I want an ogre laughing. I kind of want ogre laugh. Ogre laughs. Yes. Yeah, we're having an ogre laughing. And I think we'll have some ogre calls as well. Because why not? Yeah. He's basically saying, you're all stupid, you're all dead. I'm a victorious ogre. DM Charlie says, all good. Killer Kitten wants me to buy her those books after watching me get brutalised. Excellent. Excellent. Well, I'm happy to be of service. If anyone gets into fighting fantasy after being on my stream or watching my stream, then I'm very happy about that. Okay, I don't want him to be calling quite so much though, so let's... why have I got 2 ogre laughs there? I don't want the ogre to be calling quite so much. I think he's having a bit of a breakdown there, isn't he? So let's just have a little delay between samples. Let's give him a little bit more time, shall we? Zant says, I've been meaning to ask. I heard that there was a way because of an API issue, but figured I'd ask from a source. Can you use Syrinscape alongside Fantasy Foundry? Are you on about Foundry Virtual Tabletop? So Syrinscape works perfect alongside all of that. And I think you can actually trigger sounds within Foundry as well. There is a siren control mod on there as well. And stay tuned if you are. Are you on about? So you said Fantasy Foundry. Are you on about Fantasy Grounds or are you on about Foundry? There are ways to use it. You're on about Foundry. So if you go into here, you can actually show remote control links, and you can pop those links into Foundry. There's also siren control for Foundry, and yeah, stay tuned for more news on that kind of thing. We're always trying to make it easier for people to share the sounds, but if you're unsure about anything at all, either ask us on the forum or email us at support@syrinscape.com, and we'll be able to talk you through all of that. But yeah, there are ways to use it with VTTs. There are like very basic links that you can use within them. It's always better to use the Syrinscape Online app though, which works alongside, and that's the best way to experience the sounds of Syrinscape. But I appreciate you asking. So I'm just going to delete this element here. Just been talking back and forth with you on Twitter. Oh, I see. Have you been talking with me personally, or have you been talking with one of the other guys? I'm going to delete the ogre laughs because we've already got ogre laughs here. And again, we don't want him to be laughing all the time. So let's see what the distance between... I think I spoke with me twice. Okay, you think you spoke with me twice. Chris, waving, hello, nice to see you. We're just finishing up here. I don't want the ogre to be laughing all the time or calling all the time. How are you, Chris? Clickety clackety, I roll to tuckety. Yeah, that was a brilliant one. But yeah, thanks for coming over from Twitter to see us. And good to see you as well, Chris. Just finished your D&D game. How did it go? I'm letting the ogre win in this one. We're having an ogre victory. So I am just letting the ogre have his little time there. Let's make sure that he's not in the mountains. Let's just turn it off. And ogre calls as well. Let's turn it off because he's just out in the open. You're playing the Lost Mind of Phandelver. Nice one. It's a great starting campaign. My mouse is doing its own thing. Cool. Well, don't tell me where you've got. You can message me separately and tell me where you've got up to. But I finished Phandelver ages ago. A really great starting campaign. So I have let the ogre win, and he's just having his own little moment of victory. Although I don't know how he is going to get off the ship. The ship is kind of sinking, and he's in the middle of a storm. Have you ever seen an ogre trying to steer a ship? Question from Minor Illusion. Chris, maybe you can help me answer this. These beta features as a Super Siren, can this be done on an iPad, or does it require a PC or Mac? That is a great question. I actually don't know the answer because I only ever use it on a PC. So I don't know. Can you? I assume you can use it on an iPad. I think it works great on an iPad actually, doesn't it, Chris? Would you know that? I've never tried it on an iPad, but I think it does work, doesn't it? I only use an iPad right now. The new search beta. Does that work on an iPad? Do we know? I can't give you a definite answer on that. Yeah, I've been learning how to DM, how to use Foundry, and looking at ways to use Syrinscape on it all at once. I'm starting to think I bit off more than I can chew. Honestly, it is a lot. It really is. It really is a lot. But if you need any help at all, then just ask. I'm no expert at all with Foundry. I haven't used Foundry, so I can't really speak from personal experience. So if you need help with Foundry, I would either ask on support, or ask on the forum, or ask on Foundry. They're really helpful on their forums and really engaged on their forums. But we are definitely looking at ways to make it easier and more condensed so that DMs don't have to have so much open. Chris says, I don't have any Apple products, me either. Ogres can speak 2 languages. With 4 intelligence, it really can't be that bad. Minor Illusion says, my PC is running OBS in our sessions. Me too. And then I end up having... I don't use anything like Roll20 or anything like that for my games. So I'm very lucky that I can just have Syrinscape set up on another tablet. So Minor Illusion says, I'm not a Super Siren right now. I have the D&D sub. That's fine. That's okay. Lone Jedi says, I've just brought the page up on my iPad and I see all the master controls as well as the beta search features. That's fantastic to hear. I figured it would work. But I didn't want to definitely say yes because I've not tried it myself, and I wouldn't have been confident giving a definite yes. But Lone Jedi has confirmed that this all comes up on an iPad as well as the beta search, so that's fantastic to hear. Evil Scotsman said he should be able to steer a boat. The ogre should be able to steer a boat. Okay. Oh my gosh. You've given yourself a timetable. Your sessions don't start until July. That's fantastic. If we can help in any way with advice, just ask. But yeah, we'd love to help you try and streamline stuff as much as possible. The customizing is happening on a web interface and requires the online player app to run simultaneously. Yeah, it does. Fabulous. Right, cool. Okay, I feel like we've covered a lot and we just got sidetracked asking questions and answering questions, which is fine. That's what I'm here for. But let's run through it, shall we? Quickly, before I do, I'm just going to save that state just in case. That's perfect. Do you actually hear sound on an iPad? Ooh. Yeah, I'd love to know that because I've not used an iPad, so I assume that it all works. But yeah, I can't believe that I don't. I have it Bluetooth to a speaker. Fantastic. I do the same with my when I'm using my phone for this as well. But anyway, let's go through it, shall we? We'll start at sea, and then we'll have a storm, and then we'll have the battle. And the only thing the only thing I feel like I could have the only thing I could have added to the victory was maybe some like sounds of people injured. I kind of just want to see. I kind of just want to see. Lone Jedi says I can run the master browser and the online player in split screen, though I need to give as much as possible to the browser in order to see all those controls. I've also run with the online player playing on my phone while editing on a different machine. Yeah, as long as they are running at the same time. Yeah. Cool. Great. See, I've learnt stuff as well. I've never used Syrinscape on an iPad, so yeah, I am learning as well. I really want to find like some injury sounds, soldier injuries. I kind of want it to sound as though people are like injured. But we're just slightly over time, so I think I'm going to wrap it up. Actually, I think we are good enough. I would have liked to have added in some like injury sounds, just people kind of dying as the ogre has his victory. You know. Let's get stormy, shall we? Thunder and lightning. Here we go. And then I want the ogre to win. I just want the ogre to win. Oh. What's happening here? Don't want any swords clashing, thank you very much. Did I not save it again? I'm sure I did. Random. So we've got no music for when it's victorious because I just want the ogre to have his little spotlight. But I think we have gone slightly over time. We've covered loads again today. So I think I'm going to wrap up. And yeah, thanks everybody for popping by and checking out my little show. If you guys want to get your hands on a free trial of Syrinscape, Here's the link for that in chat. 30 days free trial of trial-supersyrin, which means that you can get access to this. If you want access to the search beta, remember just to opt in your account and you can try the new search beta. If you want to have a go at making your own sound sets, then go for it. Have fun and let me know how you get on. I'd love to, you know, if you've got any questions as you go, just, you know, grab me on the forum or on Twitter. I'd be happy to answer any questions if I can. But yeah, I am going to head off. I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Let's stop these lovely sounds. I hope that you've learned some stuff. I tend to learn new stuff every single week. I'm still learning as well. So there we go. We've done a stormy sea. I don't know what's happening here. Done a stormy sea, thunder and lightning with an ogre. I thought that worked really, really well. And we did something slightly different. We worked backwards. So we did the battle first and then worked backwards from there, which is really unusual for me to do. But I think worked quite well. So thanks everyone for popping by and watching my show. And I hope you learned some stuff. And I hope to see you again next week. So I do this every Tuesday, same time, same place. I hope you'll join me again. And I'll, have a great evening, guys. Bye. Thanks so much for watching this episode of SoundSet Roulette. Now, I feel like we are learning loads. We're covering lots of features. We're learning something new every week. And if this show has given you the confidence to have a go for yourself, or you're just curious, or you just want to try it, then definitely go and grab yourself a 30-day free trial from Syrinscape.com. I'll also pop the link in the video description down below. And yeah, let me know how you get on. I would love for you to just go and have fun with it and try it for yourself. If you want to learn some stuff, then you can learn some more stuff. There's loads of stuff, helpful tips and things in my other videos, so go and check those out, or you can go and check out any of the other great content on this channel. And I hope to see you same time next week for some more SoundSet Roulette.